additional off-label options for bipolar depression. In this section, I'm going to talk about treatments that might work for bipolar depression. They have roles in certain patients and certain symptoms, but they don't have anywhere near the level of evidence that we've talked about in earlier sections. So let's start with one that's a very popular treatment, but it's controversial whether it works. The modafinils. These include modafinil, Provigil, and armodafinil, Nuvigil. So what's controversial about them is that they treated bipolar depression in small trials, but they then failed in a large randomized controlled trial when the company tried to get it FDA approved. So normally we would toss this out and say it probably doesn't work at all. But many of us see benefits with patients in practice, and myself as well. Looking at all the research on the modafinils, it looks like they do improve symptoms that are very important to patients, mainly fatigue and cognition. For example, in a meta-analysis, the modafinils improved executive functioning during depression. That means that you can function better and think clearly, which is not something that's going to make a big difference on a Hamilton Depression Rating Scale. My guess is these medications make a big difference in patients' lives, but they don't treat the core symptoms of depression enough to make a meaningful difference on a depression rating scale, hence their failure in some controlled trials. These are classified as wakefulness-promoting agents, and that is what they do reliably. They improve energy and wakefulness and alertness, and in that way they help to set the patient's circadian rhythm. So when I use these medications, I want the patient to get out of bed and stay out of bed as part of the treatment while they're using them. So there's a behavioral component here as well. They also treat sleep inertia, which is this groggy feeling many patients have during depression, where they feel like they can't wake up and their mind is not working for the first 4 hours of the day. The modafinils are pretty well tolerated and fairly easy to dose. I prefer to use armodafinil because it has smoother blood levels and a little bit longer effect for most patients. You can start at a low dose, like 50 to 150, and raise to 250 milligrams in the morning. They are controlled substances, so have a misuse potential, and very rarely they can cause Stevens-Johnson syndrome or arrhythmias. Their benefits are pretty quick. Many patients feel it right away, and some people take them as needed successfully. Our next off-label option is Omega-3, which is one of the better studied supplements in bipolar depression. It works by coating brain cells with neuroprotective effects, so it helps brain cells become more flexible and have a healthy coating of healthy fats on them. If we don't get enough omega-3s from our diets, the brain tends to substitute cholesterol, which makes the brain cells more brittle. And that's what you see in patients. They're more brittle, they're more irritable, more depressed. And what we see clinically is a small effect size in bipolar depression as well as unipolar depression. It might help prevent mania, but it does not treat mania. And it's good for depression, especially inflammatory depression. It also helps a few physical problems that go along with bipolar disorder, like dyslipidemia, where it's actually FDA approved there. It can reduce acne and psoriasis, side effects on lithium, and it can improve fatty liver as well. Most patients tolerate it well, and it's important to get a type of omega-3 with a high EPA. You want to have about twice as much EPA as DHA to treat depression. Our next option is another supplement called Co-enzyme Q10, and this one addresses part of the pathology of bipolar disorder, which is that there's a lot of mitochondrial dysfunction in bipolar. And coenzyme Q10 helps in mitochondrial repair and helps in energy and anti-inflammatory effects as well. There's some evidence that it helps cognition in patients, so maybe a good choice for patients with cognitive dysfunction. It's very well tolerated and improves energy a little bit. The main drawback of coenzyme Q10 is that there's only one randomized trial in bipolar depression. but it has more trials in depression due to medical illness and major depression. There's trials in ADHD. So we have more data if we put it all together, suggesting that this is a medication that's beneficial for depression, including the bipolar type. Our last treatment for bipolar depression is really not a treatment for bipolar depression, but it can help sleep and may help depression. It's called Ramelteon, Rosarum. It's a sleep medication, and it's very easy to dose. There's only one size. It's 8 milligrams at night. There's no starting dose. It's not a controlled substance, unlike other sleep medications. And what's unique about it is, in some studies, it worked better for sleep the longer you took it. Perhaps because it's setting the circadian rhythm, because this is a melatonin agonist. Most sleep medicines tend to wear off or you get some tolerance the longer you take it. So patients appreciate knowing that this is one that's not addictive and may work better with longer-term use. You need to tell patients it's a more subtle effect that builds up. And why did I list it for bipolar depression? Ramelteon failed in mania. But Ramelteon did manage to prevent depression in one trial of bipolar depression. It was a weak effect, but some signal there that it may prevent depression. And based on its melatonergic mechanism and its ability to stabilize circadian rhythms, there's reason to think that it might. Let's wrap up these off-label therapies with our key points. These third-line off-label treatments for bipolar depression include the modafinils, omega-3 fatty acids, coenzyme Q10, and Ramelteon. They are well tolerated, but they're supported by limited evidence, so consider them after other options have failed. Specifically, the modafinils for fatigue and cognitive dysfunction, Ramelteon for depression with insomnia, and the omega-3s and coenzyme Q10 for patients who can't tolerate medications or prefer a natural option.